This gap, this feeling like you're never enough, is just like living in survival mode from paycheck to paycheck. It's income discriminate. Big income, okay, income, or barely some income are all the same. And if you think you're the only one who can solve your problem, dig you out of the hole of quicksand you're in big, big doo-doo. And you are the doo-doo creator. You're listening to the Unshackle Your Life podcast with Debbie Colburn, and each week we talk all things money, business, personal growth, and we dive deep, exploring the hundreds of things that shackle us unconsciously from our own true potential. And you'll discover tips and tactics to start unlocking your shackles and release an extraordinary life. Thanks for spending time with me today, and let's dive right in. Guys, I'm super excited to be back here again each week. We've got some exciting stuff coming for you over the next couple of months. Are you really ready for this? Ready to hit restart? Yep, all things money, business, careers, life, and cracking open the hidden crap that's holding each of us back. Things like shame and anxiety, sabotages and drama that we create, that funk, that feeling in the pit of our stomach that we're stuck, overwhelmed, and simply can't get out of our own damn way. Yep, you got it. We are going to get uncomfortable. And I'll be with you all the way as we navigate our way through to your breakthroughs. What's going on in your life right now? Maybe you're in survival mode, just barely getting by, living day to day, paycheck to paycheck. Even if you're making good money. I know, crazy, right? Maybe you're in a job or a career or a business that's leaving you on empty, depleted, uninspired, or maybe you just can't figure out the right thing to do, or anything in between those. Maybe your relationships are fracturing and you can't figure out what's happening or why. If you're a brand new listener, or you're one of our longtime fans, we are super excited to have you here for a conversation about jump-starting your life and breaking free of your shackles and start to create the life that you really want. So grab that drink, find a quiet spot, and pop your earbuds in. Welcome to episode number 73. Have you ever heard yourself say, I just want to be a good dad or a good mom? Or maybe you felt smothered thinking, I'm letting my family down. I'm letting my wife down. In the office, at your business. Everyone is counting on me. Before we dive into this episode, I'd like you to take a step back and really absorb those three statements and how that really made you feel. Because, guys, I know that's been running through your head. I just want to be a good father. I just want to be a better mom. I'm letting my family down. They expect more from me. Everybody is counting on me. Heavy. Astronomically heavy. Like you're carrying the weight of the entire world on your back. Every decision you make, every move you take, every penny you make, trapped. And now you can see why the option of giving up becomes a pretty enticing one, right? Why thinking, I don't know why I even bother trying anymore, seems like a logical step. No one wants and no one deserves that pressure. And no one should have that pressure. Yet somehow we find ourselves in relationship conflicts, with money troubles, in unfulfilling careers, and with businesses that are stuck because of it. Because we think that it's up to us to fix it or solve it alone. To wave some imaginary magic wand and voila! everything is fixed. Seriously? Do you really think that shit's gonna work? It's why burnout is at an all-time high today in 2021. It's easy to get fooled by our parents and our grandparents. Love them dearly. Their stories of hard work, long days. Yes, I walked 7 miles in a snowstorm, blah, blah, blah. And we can even get fooled by ourselves. Those of us in our late 50s and 60s, we are like mega guilty. We've touted the 15 and 16-hour days, the we did it all, the badge of excess overtime. And you know what? Our kids, who are young adults now, saw that. Our kids lived that. And our kids would likely tell you that we didn't do as great as we thought at all. They still love us. But they know we could have done better, and we know it too. Yet it's in the context that you better understand parents and grandparents and old you that we and they weren't juggling what we are trying to juggle in 2021. Have you ever sat down with your family and asked each of them how you're doing as a parent? Or as a daughter or as a son? For real? For honesty? How about your staff or your board of directors? Even your mastermind friends? Have you ever sat down and asked them what they think you actually do? You'd be shocked at what they answer, I'm sure. And think about it. You know those on social media, or those memes, what the world thinks a quote, quote, dog trainer does and what we really do, what a doctor does, what they think and what we really do? While they're humorous, they're not far off. Why do I bother? Why do I even try? When it feels like everyone and everything is against me. Nothing ever seems to work out like I plan it. My ex-wife keeps telling me I'm doing things the wrong way. Guys, there's a reason she's your ex-wife. My ex-husband can't even keep the simplest of his commitments. Ladies, there's a reason he's your ex-husband. I just get caught up on the bills and they're due again and I can't seem to make a dent in the balance on the credit cards. It feels like everyone in the family is getting what they want and I'm left with nothing but the bills. No matter what I try, I can't move the needle on my credit score. It seems to have a magnet to go down, but it's stuck. I can't get it up. How am I supposed to be a good father or a better mom? I know it in my heart, but it just feels like I can never do things the way others want them. Nothing seems to measure up to what I think I'm supposed to do. How am I supposed to handle everything when I feel this resentment that I'm being taken advantage of, that no one understands what I'm going through? Here's a question. Who are you trying to be? I was called Superwoman repeatedly in my late 30s, doing everything, being everything, single mom, corporate career, president of the largest sports car club, you name it. And I was doing it all, and I was happy doing it all. And I was successful doing it all. Yet there was a big hole inside me I never let anyone see, never shared or asked for a shoulder to lean on. It's my badge. What are you trying to compensate for? Is it dyslexia, ADHD, perfectionism, growing up broke or super rich, a sucky family upbringing, whatever. What is it that you are trying to cover up? What impossible standards have you set for yourself, and why? Is it being better than your siblings? Than an absent parent? Than a horrible boss you had? A cheap friend or a past partner? You've set some standards for yourself, and you have literally built a giant-sized Jenga game that is going to fall when the critical block is removed. They always fall. Whose approval are you trying to get? We all want to be recognized as having value, and some of us need public recognition more than others. But making that need part of your identity will erode you to the core when it doesn't come at the level that you expect. You can't control what other people think and feel about you and what you do. And when you get that, guys, when you get that, you can start being yourself. Make stronger decisions. Take opportunities that will grow things for everyone. Who are you running from and desperately trying not to be? And that's okay. There's a reason. My son desperately doesn't want to be his father. And because of that, he allows himself to make decisions that don't support him long term. I desperately don't want to live the life as my parents have, despite loving them very, very much. For many of us, the conflict between being part of a family, a tribe, and rebelling against what we see it as, the habits, the standards, the routines, cause a mental war until we come to terms with it as it's okay. We can be different and still be part of the family. We can contribute in different ways and be a valued part of the family by them and also by ourselves. When something goes wrong in your life, and guys and ladies, I really want you to get this, that something going wrong is part of your journey. It's an obstacle that in overcoming, you're going to develop some skills. You're going to learn some stuff you didn't know and that you didn't know you needed to know. Don't wish for it not to have happened. It's in your life for a reason, every single one of those obstacles. But they are not meant to be your life. But when something goes wrong, maybe you lose your job, the bank screws up something in your finances, and you can't make a payment, your car breaks down, leaving you stranded on a super important commitment day, the dog has an unexpected injury that you aren't prepared for, a family member needs a place to stay, a pandemic happens. Well, it feels like everyone is counting on you and you don't see a way out, and it feels like you screwed things up again. That is a story that you are telling yourself based on a future that you are trying to predict and control. It's a belief, and it sounds something like this. I caused this because I didn't ... It's my fault because I didn't, or I did such and such a thing. And now I'm a piece of shit because I let them all down. Sound familiar? I know I've said that. I know almost all of my clients have said that. This gap, this feeling like you're never enough, is just like living in survival mode from paycheck to paycheck. It's income discriminant, big income, okay, income, or barely some income are all the same. If you think you're the only one who can solve your problem, dig you out of the hole of quicksand that you're in big, big doo-doo. And surprise, surprise, you're the doo-doo creator. So what can you do to start creating collaborative solutions? How can you get back the feeling of being enough for your family, of supporting your family, that you all have each other's backs? Always. Every single time. The first thing you're going to have to do is what I call park the shame, park the guilt. And it's harder to do than it sounds. Yet understanding and working through your shame can be done mostly independent of finding a solution to what is perceived as being the problem in the moment. And if you haven't listened to one of our earlier episodes, and I'll put the link in the show notes on shame, that's your next step. My friend Craig Stanlin talks and coaches a lot on shame and getting past it, how to reinvent your life, getting rid of that stuff. And he'll be our first guest on our interview series on second chances, and how to speak when it's late in the day. The second thing is to get real honest with yourself and with your family. Let them know how you feel and make sure you aren't shifting guilt to them. You're just sharing your feelings. No judgment. And the third thing is a family affair. With each person participating, the goal is to find out what is most important to each person and to the family as a whole. We're talking values here. Knowing values makes it easier to set expectations. And knowing that each person's top 5 core values are most likely not the same as each other. There might be some similarities, but in all my experience, I have never found 2 people that they are exactly the same. Even husbands and wives, brothers and sisters, parents and children. And I've got a resource that every one of my clients works through. And if you'd like to take that step, the link again will be in the show notes for you. We're all striving to do the very best we can for those around us and for ourselves in our circles of family, businesses, and friends. And together we can achieve what none of us alone can do. And together we can build resilience, support, confidence, and incredible things, and never feel like we're letting our families down again. So, we're here. It's the end. It's time for the question I ask everyone to ask themselves at the end of each episode. And I want you to take your time and I want you to give it some thought. What is the worst thing that could happen if you unlock just one of your shackles today? So I'd love to connect with you and hear your stories and help out where I can. I've got a coaching session. It's not even a coaching session. It's more an inquiry, investigative, conversational session that you can sign up for in the link. You can email me, you can DM me, you can text me. So don't forget to leave a comment or shoot me a DM. And yes, it's me reading each one of them and responding to you. Hey guys, if you found this podcast helpful and think it could help someone else, please send them the link. It's in the show notes. And then drop a review in wherever you're listening. And then come on back and hang with us some more. Let us help you keep moving forward. We're simple to find on the interwebs. MS Debbie Colburn, that's MS Debbie with an IE, Colburn with an OUR squished between the B and the N on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and yes, on our website. See y'all next episode.